McCarthy. Across town, the Bulldogs were playing host to the West Coast Eagles.
Long handball by Lowe. Russo caught by Alvin. Just took too long. Winmar tries a great kick, and I reckon he's gold. What a shot. Through. McKinnon had an airy, but then gave it away to Nixon. Now Lockett one out with Silvani. Is it a goal? It is.
Well, you can drag the opposition down, Ian, if you just keep persisting. It doesn't matter how good they are.
Dennis's kick is okay. Kernahan's lead was pretty good. So Stephen Kernahan can make the difference. 6 points with this kick. Drop punt kick. Comes back with the breeze. He's not prepared to commit himself. The goal umpire is. Kitchke in front of Kernahan. Kernahan gets the tap out. Nailey does pretty well. Sneaky little hand pass to McKinnon. McKinnon should goal. 40 metres out directly in front, and he does. Ball just rebounds. Jeffrey doesn't quite get his hand to the ball. Gleeson, short pass. Oh, a little too far. Kernahan in the goal square will kick a Carlton goal.
Reece Jones and Lowe. Hannah was a poor handball. It didn't get to Winmar. Now Grant, Lockett on the lead, but he goes for the goal square and he kicks it quite magnificently. And it's a goal. No touch.
Burke, a little hand pass to Jimmy Cracker. He gives it to Winmar. Winmar with talent, gets out of trouble. Back to Burke. Burke's kick. High drop punt to the front of this goal square. Punched away by Silvani. Bowie. Shot for goal by Bowie is home for the Saints.
And so at half-time, St Kilda leading by 8 points, and the interesting part of the game up until that stage was the complete dominance of St Kilda full forward Tony Lockett by Steve Silvani at full-back. At that stage of the match, he'd had only one kick. And we go back to the match now, and we pick up play with some 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Rice from the back pocket. Dunlop thumps it away. Winmar to himself. Scott Schools. Laurie. Bang to full forward. Quick movement. Lockett, Silvani. Silvani again uses his body. Bowie. Kernahan missed it. Bowie. Harvey. Will he kick a goal? It's a good one. It was a very good one. 8-8 to 6-6.
It's a tussle, isn't it?
My word, and Bowie's figured once again. I thought he was disposed of on that occasion, but he got the ball up and got it across to Harvey. Harvey's first goal, he kicked one last week. And Bowie has proved a valuable player right on that full forward line. Hasn't done any work up the ground, but he has swooped on the crumbs and proved a headache for Paul Meldrum.
4 kicks and 6 hand passes, Brett Bowie. 14 points and Kilda's lead. Jimmy Cracker. Away it goes to Jeffrey. Kick in towards half forward, marked by Meldrum. Meldrum comes out of the half-back area for Carlton. No one to kick it to. In short. Collected well by Dennis. Back to Elvin. Elvin's kick towards half forward. No mark taken. Pekin. He'll get caught. No, he won't. He gets the hand pass away. Jeffrey, who's played a fantastic game across half-back. He's caught. Just gets his kick away. Opportunity for Bassett. He's down by Taylor. Rice. Pekin. Look at the St Kilda players combined. They never gave up at any stage. And it finishes with Jimmy Cracker. 2 bounces. Centre half forward. Jimmy Cracker goes for goal. No, he doesn't. He kicks across the face. And Lowy marks. He plays on. Short pass is marked by Winmar.
They're gaining confidence in Kilda. Didn't look good this time. A quarter ago, it was Carlton who were in control, and St Kilda really didn't have any urgency about their game. But they've struggled back in, and now they're well in front.
Important kick by Winmar. Oh, he's missed to the right. And again, if he'd have kicked that goal, it would have meant 20-point advantage to St Kilda. Instead, it's 15. Now, Stephen Silvani, who's been locked in a magnificent tussle with Tony Lockett, full back and full forward respectively. Reece Jones marks the kick in and gets the hand pass to Alvin.
12th kick and a good one to McKinnon, who's also been an excellent gatherer of the ball today with 11 kicks and 11 handballs. Dennis underneath it. Matchazak. Left for Bond. Handball good to McKinnon. Oh, he's going to be caught. No, Kernahan got a quick kick, but it was under pressure. Nixon didn't mark it. Swooped on by Verbeek. Bradley paddles it out. Laurie, who's been very good, with a high one. Bassett and Rice. Rice goes early. 3 Carlton players, but Cracker against them. Meldrum with experience to Dunlop. A long handball. It's okay. Blackwell to McKinnon. Fumble. Another handball to Gleeson. It won't sit. Tackle by Nixon was pretty good. Gleeson over the top, and St Kilda did it, and they did it beautifully. They pressured, and Cracker's got it, and he's got Winmar if he wants him. He should go to Winmar, and he does. And Winmar from centre half forward will bang it to Lockett. He concedes some ground. This is dangerous if Silvani gets hold of it, because he'll run off Lockett. The big man's with him. Ken Stephen take it away, and Lockett stays with him. And the crowd roars.
Brilliant football. I'll tell you what, that was great, Bruce.
It was fantastic. It was a contest.
All the way from over here in front of the small scoreboard where you've called St Kilda just persisting, and for that, what, 2 or 3 minutes, wasn't it sensational stuff?
P for pressure. It's one of the things that makes this game so exciting. As Silvani, who's having a day out, a day he'll remember forever, is about to kick it from the back pocket.
Well, he can't afford to make a mistake because Lockett is so dangerous. The kick by Silvani's in short. Bradley can't mark. Dunlop probably gives Burke a little bit of space there. The kick by Lowy up towards the full forward position. At the back, Owen can't mark. Kernahan, Jimmy Cracker.
In the back.
Tackled by Bassett is in the back as Don Scott has called. And Bassett looks up. Jimmy Cracker will have the free kick. He's only 25 metres from goal, and the angle ever so slight.
Injured too. You could see that, a lay-down Mazaire, definitely in the back by Bassett, travelling at greater speed than what Cracker was, and the only thing you can do is cannon into the fellow's back. You've got to slow down in those incidents. But it doesn't look good for Jimmy Cracker, so he's made him earn that free kick.
Has he had crook knees, or what do you think could be happening?
Well, I don't know. He does not look good at all.
And how important has he been in this third quarter,
He has been very, very important, especially around the centre.
As his head hit the ground.
Maybe it was his head.
His arms were pinned, and he had no cushion when the tackle was effected.
Well, they've called for more assistance. They haven't called for the stretcher, but they have called for more assistance. Club doctor coming out by the look of it.
Maybe he's just winded, Ian.
Well, let's hope so. He's quite resilient, really, isn't he? They seem to, both him and...
When you do get winded, it does look worse than what it is.
Well, what an opportunity for Bowie, who started on the bench. He's kicked 2. He's got the ball now. And he could make a bit of a hero of himself here.
Well, it looks like Cracker won't be taking the kick. He's still working on him. And former North
must
Melbourne
be just
champ.
injured. No, not injured. Winded, maybe.
Well, Bowie will give it to him. And can he kick the goal? Got the feeling Jimmy doesn't know where he is at the moment.
Well, I can't understand this because under normal circumstances, the kick would have been taken by another player fairly quickly, I would have thought.
Same thing happened last Sunday when Robert Dixon...
Now, he's coming off. I think Cracker is definitely coming off the ground.
I was going to say the same thing happened last Sunday when Robert Dixon wanted to give the ball up for Hawthorn, and the umpire waited and waited, and in the end Dixon took the free kick. But not this time. Cracker coming off Bowie to try and kick his third.
So Britt Bowie with his 5th kick. Kicks for goal. And it looks pretty good. The goal umpire runs across. It's a goal.
In the final term, but they didn't take any advantage of that in the second quarter. Dunlop takes off early and wins the tap, but only as far as Pekin. Lowy. Can the Saints get another one? Winmar. Quick handball was good to Grant. Grant from 50 metres with a high one. Not good. and Carlton will relieve. Promising build-up again by St Kilda. This is the biggest margin in the match so far, 21 points. 18 shots to 12. Meldrum from the back pocket. Squeezes a drop punt to half-back. No free kick to St Kilda. Black ball. Bradley. Matchazak and Jeffrey. Alvin. Jeffrey. Gleeson. Ran into trouble in the end. Matchazak. Left foot. Dennis underneath it. No one behind for Carlton. Laurie. High one round his body. Jeffrey. Pekin. Handball good to Harvey. Over the top. The Saints are streaming forward. Kitchke. Bowie. Almost held it. Low. Reece Jones, was it out of bounds on the fall? Lowe says yes. Boundary umpire says no.
I thought Stuart Lowe took the ball out of Bowie's hands then. Bowie nearly a chance to mark right on the 50-metre line. Dunlop gets the tap out, gets another hit at it, goes back. Pekin's left foot kicking towards the forward pocket. Oh, that's a free kick.
Yeah, holding.
Pretty obvious there.
It was against Silvani. He was holding. On that occasion, his arms were around the midriff of Tony Lockett.
And gee whiz, that's a big effort, isn't it? To get your hands around,
get your arms around,
get your hands around Tony's midriff.
There we are, you can see that.
And Stephen, who's done such a wonderful job, Stephen Silvani, in the nearly 3/4 of football, could see Lockett's first goal kicked as a result of that free kick. And it is Tony Lockett's first goal. And the Saints go to a handy lead just before 3/4 time. They lead by 27 points, 69 to 42.
And things really don't look good for Carlton. I don't know what they can do. But while we're waiting on thinking of what they can do, we'll go down to Michael Roberts on the boundary line for a report on Jimmy Cracker.
Well, St Kilda fans can breathe easy because Jimmy Cracker is just winded and he should be pretty right to take his place.
Well, great news for the Saints. Lockett kicks his first. Cracker should play in the last quarter, and they're 27 points in front. Can the Blues stop this run now? Free kick against Winmar to Al.
Stiff, very stiff, Nicky Winmar.
And Carlton need one before 3/4 time. Hannah chips a short one. Dennis. Oh, just made it. Laurie.
It's come off again, Bruce, the chipping of the ball, but I prefer them to go longer, straight down the centre. It's taken them 2 kicks to get to the 50-metre line when they could be further down with 1 kick from the centre.
Well, Minton Connell and Kernahan both gave leads. Dennis goes right to the square. Kernahan underneath it. Thumped away at the back. Pekin. McKinnon's got him. Bond gets rid of it in a hurry to Majazak. Free kick to St Kilda. And that's just what they wanted to Nixon. He's got Grant leading, and that's the way he's going to go with Jeffrey there as well. Grant, good tackle by Bradley. An excellent tackle. And it'll be a throw-in.
Bradley looking for the free kick for throwing the ball. And judging on what they've done earlier, he was half a chance, I would have thought.
Well, he was penalised himself for the same thing earlier in the game. Kernahan and Harding. Bradley had a wonderful match. Alvin. Winmar's got him. The Saints are desperate. Gleeson's handball good to Bond. Bond gives it away to Bassett. Minton Connell. Well, he missed one earlier on from the other pocket. Much more acute angle than this one. He's got more of a chance. The better side for a right footer. Frawley, who's done a good job, just as Silvani has down the other end. And I'd say, if I said they need this, it would be an understatement.
Be interesting if Lockett, who's kicked his first goal in this quarter, and the full forward at the other end kicks his first goal in this quarter.
Kitchke and Dunlop. Pekin. Alvin. Pekin. Bradley. Left foot off the ground. Kernahan in the front spot. Harding against him. Kernahan used it and did it well with a handball. Minton Connell. Frawley with him. Now Kernahan got rid of it in a hurry and gets a free kick.
Yes, I agree on that occasion.
He was dumped forward, wasn't he, Don, with the tackle?
Well, he was pushed forward, yeah, the tackle.
Yeah.
But at least the umpire's consistent. I know it was a different one on Cracker, but they're dangerous ones, those. You've really got to pull the guy back. He was going to ground. It
Actually,
really
that
wasn't.
picture there was a better one than what we saw first, wasn't it? When from Kernahan front on.
It's kick 3, the captain.
Gee, this is a crucial kick.
Absolutely.
It's a good kick under pressure.
40 metres out. High drop punt. Very strong. Is it straight? It looks like it is. Well, that's leading from the front. 8-6 to 10-9. Kernahan with 4 goals.
Well, when there's pressure on, there's no man I'd give the ball to except this one here, Stephen Kernahan. When the pressure's on, a goal's got to be kicked. I've seen him do it on a number of occasions. That's his 4th goal. And a good kick from a long way out.
A very important kick there. The first blood to Carlton in the last quarter.
St Kilda getting in very well, Ian, around the centre bounce.
Very important, though, Don, isn't it? Very crucial that you don't get the ball clearly away from the centre. Opportunity for Burke. That could have been in the back. He's still got the ball, Burke. Dispossessed by McKinnon. Umpire calls for a bounce. Nathan Burke perhaps a little frustrated there. Appealing to the umpire for some sort of assistance, but the umpire will have nothing of that. Kitchke and Dunlop. Kitchke. Dunlop goes after it himself and gathers pretty well. Off to Bradley and Shepherds. Good play, Jamie Dunlop, to give Bradley a clear kick into the pocket. Minton Connell gets his hands to it. McKenzie hard up against the boundary line. Minton Connell has the ball out of bounds. Minton Connell shoots and goals. Well, you must keep going, Saints. You must keep going. I think they thought it was out of bounds when McKenzie gathered the ball. And the Blues get a goal through Minton Connell.
Well, I thought he'd done too much on that occasion, Minton Connell. I didn't know what he was doing. He was trying to kick a goal. I know what he was trying to do, but I thought he may have done too much. Here's McKenzie, gets out of that tackle. And one runs around. I thought he might have been trying to put it to the man on the goal square, but he had a shot himself. That was a good shot under the circumstances.
Well, the Saints led by 27 points late in the 3rd quarter. The margin has been reduced to 9. And this crowd of over 50,000 are roaring. Bassett, hip and shoulder by Laurie. Pekin, St Kilda can see ground though. They want a free kick.
That could have been a free kick, but the umpire well, he was a little away from play and he really couldn't see. He didn't have a clear view. But I thought that could have been a free kick. So you see there, Jimmy Cracker, he says it was a free kick.
9 points in it.
But everybody can make a mistake.
Oh, they're all arguing with the umpire over that decision.
You know, the players have got to realise that the umpires are human. The players make plenty of mistakes out there, and they make the occasional mistake as well.
Lowe and Kernahan. Quick kick away by Rice. Dunlop against the runner.
Oh!
Long handball by Kernahan to Hannah. They might get out of it, Don. Keep your seat there. Hannah towards full forward. There's a wall of players there. Take your pick. Kernahan. What a mark. The captain leads from the front.
Well, Bruce is a fantastic player, Stephen Kernahan. He has a lot of pressure on him, week in, week out. But his long arms, his long body, he certainly has some advantage, and he's got great hands.
It's an old adage, an old football saying that as the game goes on, you've got the guys can't jump as high. It's the tall guys that come into prominence. And now we're in the last quarter and you see tall guys coming into it, such as Kernahan.
Drop punt straight through the middle.
And Dunlop, McKinnon gets the ball out of the centre. The Blues have done it 4 times in a row. Overrunning at Harding. Kicked out of Kernahan's hands. Harding flips it out. Hannah, who kicks the ball pretty well. And it's no exception. He finds Gleeson. He's too far out to score. The Blues trail by 3 points. Gleeson kicks it to the front of the square. That's punched away by the St Kilda defence. Elvin kicks a goal. Brilliant goal by Tommy Elvin. The Blues are in front. Elvin kicks his second. Carlton lead by 3 points. What a turnaround.
Well, that's what Carlton have been missing. Although he really didn't rove the pack in the a la classical style of running past, reading it off the hands of the pack. The ball comes down, it's punched down, he's there. He was in front of the pack, and that's where Carlton have been missing. It's not the big fellows, it's the small fellows on the ground.
Well, Don, they've kicked 5 goals in 5 minutes, 1 very late in the third quarter and 4 in this term. And I just wonder, those goals that Winmar and Kitschke missed when St Kilda were in control in the third term, will they pay the price for that? The Saints have got to compose themselves now. They've been attacked left, right and centre. Low, Winmar. Will he weave a little magic here? Lockett, they need him here. It didn't get that far. Silvani. And how good has he been today?
Very good.
Even then he was out of position, wasn't he, Don? He came from behind the 2 players to throw himself on the ball.
Adrian Bassett should have gone a little earlier on that half-back flank. Really didn't run with a full head of steam.
3 points in it.
Oh, that's
Kitschke.
shocking.
Well, he was just hoping, I guess, Don. Now Silvani, Matchazak and Jeffrey. Jeffrey did well there. Matchazak got to it first, but he hip and shouldered him and stood his ground and didn't fall over. Loses a boot, though. McKinnon. Matchazak. Went without it. Might get away with it to Gleeson. Good tackle by Cracker. Handball by McKenzie was good. McKinnon's handball not so good. Hannah could only get it forward a little bit. Bradley. Good footy to Gleeson. They steam forward. Minton Connell.
I'll tell you what, Bradley is just so professional, Bruce, behind play. Some of the things that he does, not necessarily the kicks and hand passes, but geez, a professional player.
And Jeffrey down behind plays on centre wing. Whether he's got the cramp, I don't know, but he's sitting on his bottom. A trainer beside him.
Just doing his boot up, Don. Lost his boot and he's okay, I reckon. Just doing his boot up. Now, Minton Connell has kicked 2. He's come alive in the last part of this game. It's a long kick, but it's just to the side. I just get the feeling, Don, that the Blues have used a lot of energy. They'd want to get another goal in front.
Well, isn't this reminiscent of the second quarter when we said that St Kilda really didn't have any urgency about the game, and then they went on with it in the latter part of the second quarter.
The early part of the second term, Don, Carlton looked the goods, but the Saints showed tremendous character. The kick in, Bassett. Oh, gets the hand pass to Bond. Bond into an open goal. Will it come around? No, it doesn't. And it rolls through just inside the behind post for another score to Carlton. So they lead by 5 points, 11-8 plays 10-9. And Alex Jezelenko, oh, he could be coaching for his life, I would think, Alex, on the edge of his seat as Nixon kicks it back into play for St Kilda. Merely a mark out there to Majazak. He taps it back into within 50 metres. Jimmy Cracker tries to handball it to himself. Jeffrey comes in and gives him a hand. The hand pass goes further back. They've lost 30 metres, the Saints. The kick by Nixon comes out to the member's side. The race is on. Bassett leads. Rice dispossesses and does it pretty well, Dean Rice. Play allowed to go on. The hand pass goes further afield. Kane Taylor gives it to Winmar. And the dashing Saint runs away from Bond. Winmar goes towards centre forward to St Kilda mark. It's Bowie.
Meldrum has been a little loose, hasn't he?
Well, I suppose a kick like that, it can either slew short or slew long.
But you should be shoulder to shoulder. If you're a backman, you've got to...
Well, if it slews short and he's in front, I suppose everyone gives him the plaudit, don't they? It slews long and fades away with the bruise. Bowie's at the back. Well, kick 3.
3-1.
Could put the Saints back in front. It drifts away and through for a behind, and the Saints, they've just missed a couple of crucial ones which they probably should have kicked. Silvani to kick the ball back in for Carlton.
To Kernahan, David this is. Hugs the boundary line, goes up to half-back. Rhys Jones, Meldrum. Beaten by Burt that time. Harvey, who has pace. Long handball. Kernahan, he'll be pressured by Bowie. Bowie over the top. And again a throw in.
Good play by David Kernahan there. He's not quite as agile as Brett Bowie.
It's been a wonderful game. 10-10 to 11-8. It deserved a grandstand finish, and that's what it might have. Dunlop, free kick.
Craig Davenport warming up for St Kilda, so they're obviously going to make a change, St Kilda.
Dunlop with a high one. Centre wing, Kernahan punched away from him by Harding and Lowe. Still Kernahan. Lowe smothered it well. Harding over the top.
No free kicks St Kilda way.
Well, I don't know whether that's evening up, but Harding gets the free kick in the centre. The change is on. Owen is coming off. The hand pass goes to Jeffrey. Jeffrey bombs away as Devonport gets ready to come on. Kitch gets punched away by Reece Jones. The kick by Harvey goes towards goal. Silvani getting back, will save and keep the ball in the field of play. He was out, the ball was in, and Stephen Silvani streams away. Kicks towards Hannah. Hannah can't mark the ball, punched away by Pekin.
Good effort by Pekin.
And it's over the boundary line for a throw-in between wing and half-forward on this members' side in St Kilda's forward half. The Blues lead by 4 points. It's been a fantastic game of football. Lowy over the back. Harvey, he's well caught, but he just gets his foot to the ball. In front, surely a mark to Kernahan. Unbelievable! Oh, umpire.
Well, I thought that David Kernahan controlled that one. And the player just a little late on the scene, punched the ball away, but nonetheless, we're up here as commentators. The umpire's umpiring.
4 points the difference. The Blues in front after trailing by 27 points late in the third term. Gleeson with a little one. Dennis. Bradley. 35th touch. Kernahan and Harding. Over the back. Bond.
Oh.
Off the ground by Matchazak. Dennis. Little fortuitous there for Carlton. Handballs to Kernahan. Will he kick number 6? No. Pressure on him, Alvin. Can't get it up.
Well done, Frawley and Alvin.
Yeah, good footy, Don. And it'll be a ball up.
Gee, that was great stuff. They really did want the ball, both of them, on that occasion. You don't see too many full-blooded runs at the ball, but it was Alvin and Frawley, and both kept their eye on the ball. Well done.
Can the Blues get another one and give them a little breathing space? Matchazak deep in the pocket, and that's not a good attempt.
He's never coming around.
So St Kilda to relieve through Nixon. And Don Scott, who has the fresher legs? Is it the Saints or the Blues?
Well, it's a case of confidence, whoever gets this ball running.
Nixon kicks to half-back on the members' side. St Kilda mark to Lowy. Big fellow. Took a while to get going today. Had a terrible first quarter, but has improved steadily since. The kick up towards the centre. Nearly a mark to Hannah. Winmar just finds enough space to get his foot to the ball. Blackwell, great gather by Blackwell. The little chip is on to McKinnon, and McKinnon's got 15 or 20 metres. The bounce favours that player. He goes long towards the goal square. At the back, St Kilda mark to Harding, who read that pretty well. Harding in the back pocket. Short passes on. Pekin, it's a little short for that player, but he's able to gather. The sweeping hand pass. Good play by Laurie. Grant, Taylor. Saints get out of trouble when they looked a little dicey. The kick is short. Kernahan coming in as Bassett, and he gathers it pretty well. Bassett's left foot kick towards half forwards. A Carlton mark. Dennis.
He stands his ground well, Richard Dennis. He should have been spotted earlier by McKinnon as he broke around the wing. He was by himself at centre half forward.
Interesting article in the paper on Thursday night from Robert Wall saying that he thought that this player is vital to the Carlton forward line, Richard Dennis. He goes for goal. The drop punt is coming back. It's a goal to Carlton. Richard Dennis kicks his second goal.
10 points in it, and the Blues have kicked the last 6 goals of this match. They've kicked 6-2 to a point since late in the third quarter. And will they add to that? Dennis caught.
He's gone.
He had some options and he was too slow. And they've given it up. Well,
umpire's taking it back too.
Rice has got to give it back.
He was gone, Rice. I thought that maybe he would have let that go.
Now, the umpires at least are consistent, and if the infringement happens before the ball has left the area, they bring the ball back.
Nixon to the centre. Dunlop and Lowe.
Too strong, Lowe. Oh, very lucky.
High one by Burt. Reece Jones and Kitschke.
Great mark.
Well, he's got great skills. Hannah.
He's got Silvani out wide.
Yeah, very wide. He's got to kick it at right angles to him, but he decides to go to Matchazak. And Jeffrey. Danger here because Grant's onto it.
Gleeson's onto Grant.
And ran for about 50 metres to get him. So that was terrific footy by Gleeson. Matchazak's kick not all that good, but it might come off. McKenzie's handball to Bond. Can he get it to Kernahan? Kernahan round his body, but not this time. And it'll be a relieving kick for the Saints.
Still not confident, Carlton, are they? They're really scrambling, pushing and shoving, scratching, getting the ball forward.
Well, that's about what they have to do, Don. They've got to be pretty desperate in this circumstance. Bradley gets the ball back in towards goal-scoring distance. McKenzie tries to get it to Dennis. He goes after it again, Warren McKenzie's pulled off it by Nixon. Gleeson hard up against the line, and a great smother there by the St Kilda player. Was it Taylor back there? No, it's Devonport. And it's over the boundary line.
I thought he was a good player in the first quarter, Devonport, yet they took him off the ground.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to read some of the coaching decisions, but there you go. So McKenzie doing the ruck work with Stuart Lowy. Lowy over the top, a big thump near the 50-metre line. Bradley dispossessed by Taylor. Taylor still has the ball, and he's being penalised. He's play on. Bassett goes for goal. Bassett, he's dogged it. Bassett kicks his first, and Carlton 13-8 leads St Kilda 10-10, the difference 16 points, and who would have thought that at three-quarter time?
And hasn't he worked hard, Craig Bradley? He was given the free kick, the advantage paid as the ball came out underneath the pack. It just so happened that Bassett was in the right position at the right time.
(86-70). The Saints look down a long barrel after holding sway for three quarters. Well, this is Carlton at its best in the last 15 or 20 minutes.
Gee, Craig Bradley's done well, the man on screen there.
24 kicks and 13 handballs, plus all that work off the ball that Ian Robertson was talking about. Another handball to Blackwell. Kernahan with him, Harding. Still Harding, goes to ground, should get a free kick. Burke, little one to the boundary line. And suddenly, it's St Kilda that are under extreme pressure.
Just talking about Craig Bradley, back in 1986, they tabulated how far he ran in a particular game, 28 Ks. Would you believe?
Well, he might have matched that today, Don. It's a big ground and he's been everywhere. And he's there again. Dunlop. Cracker, who's been quiet since being injured. Jeffrey. Kitchke. Bowie with Meldrum. Grant. Bowie had the fumbles. Blackwell. Bassett. Kernahan to the wing. Free kick to Rice.
He had to do something then, Milam Hanna. A professional free kick. You couldn't criticise him on that occasion.
Dean Rice from centre wing. Short. Oh, couldn't take it there, Grant. Kernahan with him. And a bounce down. Well, what can the Saints do? They've got to kick 3 goals, and Ian, they haven't been able to manage one in this final term.
They just can't get any impetus out of that centre when the centre bounce occurs, and I think their smaller players are struggling a bit. Winmar has been very much out of it, so has Jimmy Cracker when they need a lift. The kick by Taylor slews off the side of his boot, and it's out of bounds in the right forward pocket for St Kilda. There's Dean Rice, who's played a terrific game for his side. He's been striving hard all day with 13 kicks and 4 hand passes. The Blues lead by 16 points. It's 40 metres from the St Kilda goal. They desperately need something. Dunlop gets the tap out. Grant, Bond. Grant taps it back. Blackwell's there for Carlton. Still playing it in front of himself as Wayne Blackwell, and he gets it out to Elvin. On to Bond. Bond can't break the tackle. Elvin's there. Hanna. Bassett. Now Taylor for St Kilda. The kick up in the Lockett direction with Silvani. Silvani has killed Tony Lockett, and he gets the ball away again. And if Stephen Silvani can earn votes with having statistics like 8 kicks and 3 hand passes, well, he'll certainly get a couple from me.
That's unbelievable, because that man in screen there, number 4, Tony Lockett, is one of the strongest, if not the strongest man in league football.
Dunlop. Good tap to Blackwell, who's been very good today. Over the top, Burke. Crashing his way through was Bond. Alvin. Kernahan and Harding.
Son.
Yeah, the son for sure against Harding there, and Dennis has got it. Goes long, hoping for Minton Connell. It bounces. Nixon couldn't take it. It was a hard one running against it. with Mackenzie, and a throw in. So Carlton with 6 goals, 2 in this final term, to 1 solitary behind. Got a pretty big break here with just over 6 minutes remaining. And St Kilda have really got to get a goal in the next minute or 2. Low over the back. Gleeson with a quick kick. Minton Connell. Well, he's been able to get away from Frawley.
Not too often, Bruce.
He's played well, though, Don, don't you think?
Oh,
I mean,
not as well as he did last week, Ian.
But he's persistent.
Well, he has to
You can
persist.
drop your
really
bundle up there if you don't get the ball.
Well, you've really
This
got
bloke
to
has kept his
persist.
head up nicely.
And this time he's in front of Frawley.
He's kicked 2, and if he kicks his 3rd, it should wrap it up. Drop punt. Looks a good kick.
And Carlton, 2 good.